Hi, everybody. Good evening. Happy Monday night. Welcome to the Royal We Live Chat Monday night. So happy to be here with you guys. I know we're starting 20 minutes behind schedule. It was had some stuff going on. Hey, there's Tanya. She's already in the house. Salon Savvy's already in the house. How's everyone doing? It's good to see you all here. I'm excited to talk with you. Excited to tell you about what's going on and what's new with the Royal We. And excited to share some things with you. But first, I'm going to put in the telephone number because, as always, this is an opportunity for you all to be a part of the Royal We podcast, right? So it's a great opportunity for those of you who want to call in, who have those questions that you want to ask, right? And not only ask questions, but be a part of helping to bring healing to other people. That's really what it's all about. And your questions help with that. And it's an opportunity for it to be on the Royal We, on the regular channel. I haven't published a podcast version yet. I'm just kind of storing them up, and I can use them at any time, really. But that's what we're here for. Let me go ahead and put the telephone number up there so that people can call in. So I'm going to put the number in. Call now. There you go. There's the telephone number. It's up. You're welcome to call me. Call me. Call me. And I pinned it, which means that it should be at the top. All right. So let's say hi to some people. Carissa Hartunian. Hi, how are you? Fifi Lafleur. How are you? Tanya. I know you were just about to text because I was running behind. Thank you, Tanya. You were always on the ball, more so than me. Minnesota Jude. What's up, Minnesota Jude? And listen, I'm trying, Minnesota Jude, to find another rappel to do. And who knows? Maybe next time we do a rappel down a building, maybe next time you'll do it as well. Let's see. Who else is in? Salon, how you doing? Candy Wilkins. Hey, what's going on? Mark Hobbs, how are you? Chevy Lynn, Emily Hobbs is in the house. This queen is woke. Welcome, this queen is woke. Heather, Deborah, Jack Lumen, Emily. All right, Rise shines. Right on. Well, hey, everybody. Just discovered your Monday night. Happy to be here. Yeah, I figured I didn't recognize this queen is woke. I like that name. I really like that name. And that's awesome. Awesome. It's good to have you here. Glad you're here. So this is an opportunity for those who are new to Royal We Live Chat. This is an opportunity to chat, ask questions, meet people in the community, talk with others, share about what's going on in your life, get some answers that you're looking for, just get support overall. In addition to that, you're welcome to call in and talk with me, kind of a one-on-one consultation style, except that it is live. And sometimes we take pieces of this and we put it in a podcast. So it becomes informative and educational for anybody listening. So for those of you who would like to call in, those of you who would like to share what's going on, or you have a specific question about how to deal with a toxic situation, go ahead and call in. The number to call in is posted at the top, and you're welcome to do that. So exciting news. One, the Royal We has has hit and passed 100,000 subscribers, and that is pretty cool. Now I'm going to do a video. I wanted to do a thank you video, and wait, hang on, I gotta pause here because I see Tanya putting the rules of Fight Club here. The rule number 1 of Fight Club is no talking about Fight Club. Rule 2, no politics. And then rule 3, do not talk about Fight Club. All right. I just had to, Tanya. I don't know why. When I saw the rules, I had to go there. I had to go the Fight Club route. But yeah, so the Royal We has hit 100,000 subscribers, which is a milestone. And I look back, and I wanted to put a video out on the Royal We channel just saying thank you for everybody being a part of it. I didn't quite know what to do for that video. I wanted to make something special and something meaningful because 100,000 subscribers is I mean, that's It's a milestone. You know, it really is. And it's been 4 years since I've been doing this. Oh my gosh, 4 years of YouTubing, creating content. I counted 465 videos. 465 video uploads, 4 years. And yeah, 100,000 subscribers. And it's still growing. It's still climbing. I'm excited. And yeah, Deborah says, I love the rappel. That was fun. By the way, how many of you would support me rappelling again if I had an opportunity? Because I'm thinking of, they're going to be doing that again in St. Louis at some point in time. I think one of the things they do is for a Special Olympics that comes out here, and I believe in St. Louis they do a rappel for that. I'd like to. Anyways, I'll keep you all posted, and I think it's the same deal. If you raise X amount of dollars, you get to rappel. And so it's for a good cause, and the money goes to a good cause, for Special Olympics, or for the last rappel, it was for Mission St. Louis, which helps people out of abusive situations. So that went to a great thing too. But nonetheless, that would be a great thing to be a part of again. But yeah, so 100,000 subscribers. What I wanted to share, and I'm going to share it with you first because you are the Royal We live community. You're here with me every week. We talk about stuff, but here's what I want to make a video of. I was thinking of doing something flashy and get my drone out and trying to be all Steven Spielbergish and whatnot, and because every now and then I like to try and make videos like that. How many of you saw the second to last video on the Royal We with talking about my beliefs as to how many abusive people there are, right? Now, I cut up all these pretty cool sequences that I liked, at least in the beginning, and I could have done more, but I didn't want to completely take away from the topic, and which is easy to do. It's easy to get carried away, and before you know it, you just got a video of nothing but weird shots and absolutely nothing, no content. You know what I mean? And so it's a fine line, and I still haven't perfected that. I still get people to watch that, and they're like, this was very distracting. I mean, it's music and shots, and I have no idea what you said. So I have to be very careful with that. It's a very, very, very fine line trying to produce something that is entertaining in addition to informative, right? It's difficult. It's a difficult balance. Most people especially people who are healing from narcissistic abuse, they just want to go to YouTube and they want to listen to a good, affirming message, and they just want it to be peaceful and calm, and they want no distractions. They just need to absorb it. And I get that. I was there once. I was that guy trying to figure out, why are people hating me? Why is my family saying all this nasty stuff? And I was looking just for someone to talk to me. So I get that. And sometimes the noise and the music and the shots can really distract from somebody just talking to you, saying what you're experiencing is okay. So now then, as far as Abhito Donde says, can I call? Absolutely. Listen, my phone is on. You call in. Call me. Let me make sure it's unlocked. It's call. I posted the number. Telephone number's at the top of this, pinned at the top of the chat. You can call in. Morning, Maria. Is it morning over there? So here's what I want to talk about. While I'm waiting for a phone call or waiting for some questions, for my 100,000 subscriber special video, we're going to have to put that thought on hold. Because I got a phone call.
Call from...
You are live on the Royal We.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You're live on the Royal We.
Hey, Kevin.
What happened?
Okay, our situation. Yeah, I tried
Hello.
to call.
Well, let me try and call back. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, got a couple of calls, so we'll just kind of go in order, and we'll call them and see what happens.
Call from.
Hello?
Our cops.
Hello,
to accept,
hello?
press 1. To send
Okay,
a voicemail,
why am I not getting
press
phone
2.
calls? Hello? This is weird. We'll take care of this right now. All right, I'm calling. Whoever's trying to call me, I'm calling you back. A couple people called.
Yes. Okay, there you are, Kevin. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Let me try speaker. Oh, hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Well, if you can hear me, based on our situation is, well, we have this teacher's
Hello?
assistant.
Hello, hello?
Can you hear me?
I'm not
Hello?
getting anything. I'm not getting anything out.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'll just join the live chat. Sorry, man.
Okay, there's more. This is so weird. Let me see what's going on here. Sorry, guys. I'm having technical issues here with my telephone. Bear with me, and we will get to these calls. I promise you. Bear with me, please.
Hello? Hey, Kevin?
Somebody there? Somebody there? Hello?
Hey, Kevin, can you hear me?
Hello, hello?
Hey, Kevin? Hello?
Hello, you there? You there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Oh. Are you there?
Yep,
Are you
I'm
there?
here.
Are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. I think I can. I'm trying to hear you. I'm having some weird issues, but if you can hear me, then we're all good.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Yep,
how's
I can
thank
hear
you
you
for
just
calling
fine.
in. I'm sorry that took a while. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for calling in to the Royal We.
Yep. So at first, I wanted to thank you for everything that you are doing, especially with your YouTube channel and all the videos that you put in with regards to, explaining the toxic narcissistic abuse. Especially, I recently found your channel and have been going through a bunch of videos trying to, get that validation that I never got during my healing journey. So
Yes.
I really wanted to thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Awesome.
So for my situation, um, I have been out of my toxic relationship. Um, I am divorced earlier in this year, and it's been about like 7 months of no contact since. But then, as I was right in the middle of that relationship, I didn't know that I was dealing with narcissism. I didn't even know what narcissism was.
Right.
So as I was googling my symptoms, I came to know about all these things and what it means, like the terms of gaslighting and mental abuse and so different subtle forms of narcissism, such as covert and overt and all those psychological terms, or for quote unquote, I was forced to study narcissism. And while I did all the things a survivor is supposed to do, and now I'm going through this arduous process of healing from that abuse, I have all this anger inside me, which I don't know where it's coming from or what am I supposed to do with it. But
Mm,
uh, despite my best effort, I don't know what the meaning of this anger is and what it's trying to teach me, or how am I supposed to, use uh, use this anger and let it out in a healthy way. So,
right.
do you have any pointers with that?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, your anger is a lot, and it's normal. Okay. So your anger, your sadness, your disappointment, uh, everything is a result of what you've been through. So let's not take
Mm-hmm.
this, let's not take it lightly. Okay. You were married, you gave your heart into a situation, you married a woman who you fell for and you believed
Yep.
in. You believed in the commitment of marriage. You believed in what marriage stood for. You believed in the idea that she would love
Mm-hmm.
you in return and she would be there for you and she would support you. And you had an
Yep.
idea of what a wife should be. And
Yep.
this is true of either way. And I'm glad you called in, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because there's a lot of people out there that believe that narcissistic abuse is typically just men and against women, and it's not. The truth is that what you're doing right now, calling me, is heroic and it's bold, because not enough men go out. Well, I take that back. There are more and more men doing what you're doing, stepping out, but they're doing it in more crude ways. They've got movements like men going their own way and this and that. And but the truth of it, the bottom line is that your hurt and your anger comes from this place of a narrative that you had always believed in your life. This narrative of find a person who loves you, and they're going to care for you, and you'll get married and it's going to work out, and on and on and on. And this
Right.
narrative has been challenged. It's been challenged. So what a lot of your anger is, just to try and simplify it, at least from my understanding, is you're angry that you now need to change your views. You're angry that the narrative that you've been given all your life isn't true. So yes, you can say that you've been betrayed by this woman. You've been lied to by this
Mm-hmm.
woman, but more importantly, you've been betrayed and you've been lied to about how life is, how women are, how relationships should look, uh,
Yep.
how you should be careful about how you stand up for yourself. You've been lied to about how you should give people second chances and third chances. And it's these lies and these narratives that we've bought into that caused us to stay in relationships longer than we should have. And that's angering, because we walk away feeling like we didn't do enough. We didn't stand up for ourselves enough. We didn't make the right calls when we should have made those calls. We didn't make the right judgments. We were instead so fearful of ourselves being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're mad. We're mad and we're angry that why weren't we told this? Why weren't we told that we can stand up? Why weren't we told that we can see the red flags and tell somebody to go and get out at the first time? We're mad at why we believed that we need to give people chance after chance after chance after chance. Okay? So that's part of the reason
Right.
that
Right. You're right.
that's part of the reason that we're angry. Okay? In addition to that, betrayal is never good. It never feels good. So I guess my point to you, to help you to understand in your healing journey, is that your anger is tied in with your hurt, which is tied in with your transformation. You're transforming. Basically, your narratives are all being shooken down, and you are being reduced down to nothing, and it's uncomfortable. It's painful. Anger's a natural process of it. Don't try to reject the anger. Don't try to pretend like it's not real. Don't try to convince yourself that you don't have to be angry. Again, this is part of the narrative out there. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. You can't be. Anger's bad for you. On and on and on. All this stuff does is make you stuff and hide things even more. I'm telling you,
Right.
embrace your anger over the situation. Embrace your hurt. Allow it to change you, because it's going to. And people get so worried. Is my anger going to make me a mean horrible monster. No. What your anger will do is help you become more protective, which it should. You're going to learn to better protect yourself. You're going to learn to be a better judge. The anger is going to ensure that. The anger is going to make sure that. So be patient with yourself. Let yourself feel the anger. Deal with it the way you need. Deal with it the way you need to. If you got to scream, scream. If you got to put your face in a pillow, if you got to go out and punch the sand for a while, go punch the sand.
That has been my coping mechanism since the past few weeks to join kickboxing classes, and
there you go.
A few of my friends were so supportive that they printed out her picture and taped it on the kickbox. So
why not? Yeah, put a picture on the punching bag. You know what I mean? And if that's what, but I go by the Bible. It says to be angry, but sin not in your anger. Sinning means bringing somebody else down into your world of hurt and anger, physically, mentally, emotionally, which by the way is what narcissistic people do.
Right. And the part that when I introspect and as I recently started to journal, is that when I implemented the no contact, or AKA the gray rock method, ever since she moved out, which was a year and a half so ago. And when we were right in the middle of the legal process, I was completely in the no contact mode. I just didn't wanted to feed off of the constant negative emails and texts and so on. So that anger has been building on since that. All the things that I wanted to say, I didn't get a chance to say any of that.
Yes.
And now,
it has
when
to come
I didn't
out.
speak up, then people around, to make a long story short, I didn't get to say my side of the story at all. And I know that if I would have said that, I would have met with more gaslighting and more minimization and more devaluation. But at least I would have said something. But putting anything in writing, especially when legal process is involved, is something that I didn't want it to do. But now, since all of that didn't get out when it was supposed to, now I'm stuck.
Yeah, well,
and
listen.
That's where all this rumination is coming in, where I'm having this mental argument with myself, where I imagine she's there and I'm trying to blur it out, but she's not there. So,
well, listen.
The rumination is coming out of nowhere. So the healing journey is fluctuating between grief, followed by relief, grief followed by relief, and it's not ending.
Yes. So ruminating thoughts are a part of it. Okay. I have ruminating thoughts. I did as well. A lot of people do. You can rehash in your mind old situations, yelling, fighting, arguing, and you replay it in your head, and you talk about the things, or you say in your head the things you would have, could have, and should have gotten out at the time, right? I wish I would have said this. And sometimes you could put yourself back in that situation. And you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, you can revisit those situations in your mind, and it's like you're there again, but you're winning, and you're saying things that are horrible. Yeah, we call these also violent fantasies, and it's a strange place to be in, right? Having violent fantasies, it's replaying it but reversing the roles. It's in your mind saying, "What if I was like that narcissistic person?" I think that there's a curiosity that we all have. What's it like to be like that? What's it like to be mean and crude and disgusting and have no remorse? What's it like to be able to cuss and call people names and to violently lash out at people and not worry about it? I think that a lot of us walk away from these toxic relationships saying, I wonder what that's like, because they got away with something and I can't. And what you're going to notice is that even though you replay these in your mind, you'll never be able to do it because it's not your character. It's not who you are. And so when it comes down to saying, I wish I would have said this, I didn't stand up for myself. Listen, you can say things without saying things, okay? And I say this because what you need to understand is that ultimately it doesn't matter if you would have ever said anything. A lot of people say, well, I wish I would have said this because at least I would have said something. Listen, you walking away from the relationship If you've done that,
Mm-hmm.
going no contact is saying a lot. That is speaking volumes. It is saying, without saying a word, it's saying, I don't play games. I'm not playing around with you. And if you never say anything to this person again, that says a lot. But here's why it doesn't matter. Because you're saying a lot by saying that, but it still hurts. So it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you called them names and cussed them out back. It doesn't matter if you told them that their life is horrible. It doesn't matter if you walk away and say nothing, which says a lot. At the end of this, you're still going to be angry and you're still going to be hurt. Why? Because you're not angry that you didn't get to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, you're angry because of the betrayal. You're angry because all the narratives failed you. You're angry because nothing makes sense the way you believed it to make sense. Nothing with relationships work. And this is why you're angry. And so, like I said, it doesn't matter if you said something back or if you don't say something back. So try not to see it as I wish I would have said this because then I wouldn't be angry. No. You'd still be very angry, right? Because just because you say something back doesn't mean that it still doesn't hurt. But in reality, just allow the pain to be there. Allow the anger to be there. I'm putting
Does
out
it pass away?
What's that?
Does it go away?
Okay, good question. Good question. And I am actually posting a video about this on my channel this week. So for my 100,000 subscriber thank you video, I'm going to give you all a heads up. And since you're asking, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to say that I have a confession. It's going to be a confessional. And the confession is that I am not healed.
Okay.
It doesn't go away. All right. So I think we need to understand what healed means. I think a lot of times people look and see someone on the other side of the camera and they see somebody who doesn't feel anything as a result of experiencing toxic relationships and trauma and narcissistic abuse. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. I'm here because I do feel it. Do you follow me? I'm here because when you experience things in life, you can't unexperience them. Whatever you see in life, you can't unsee. Whatever you hear in life, you can't unhear. These things don't just magically go away. See, that's another thing that we're angry at. We believe that after a certain period of time, when we experience something traumatic, that we should suddenly feel like, bright as sunshine. Worse than that, there's Christians out there that believe that you should just give everything to Jesus, lay it at the foot of the cross, and suddenly you're gonna feel like, bright. You're gonna feel like sunshine. It doesn't work like that.
Right. Yep.
It doesn't work like that. The truth of the matter is that I do hurt. I do have anger because of the trauma. The trauma is there. As a matter of fact, and I have a hard time with it myself. There's times where I have prayed, okay? And in my prayer, and by the way, sometimes when I say pray, it doesn't mean I'm walking around going, oh, Jesus, oh, Lord Jesus, hear me in my affliction. Oh, that's not what I mean. Sometimes I'm just walking, and in my mind, I'm praying. And just last month, I prayed in my mind. I was having a conversation in my mind saying, I wish I didn't have this pain. I wish I didn't feel any hurt from the trauma that I've seen in life. I wish I didn't have it. I wish I can go back in time and make sure that none of that stuff ever happened because it's hurtful. And in my mind, I heard a response back, and it said this: okay, Kevin, we can go back in time, and we could take all that hurt away from you, but we'll take the royal we away as well. And I said, okay, all right, no. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
This exists. Who I am exists right now because of what happened. And pieces of what happened are forever lodged inside of me, in my heart, in my side. Like Paul said, there's a thorn in my flesh. But God said, my grace is sufficient for you. What does this mean? It means God says, you just keep doing what you're doing. That pain in your side is going to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do. So your anger, your frustration, allow it. In time, allow it to change you, allow it to transform you, And in time, allow it to show you a better version of yourself. It doesn't feel like a better version because parts of you are going to be changed. You're not going to be the same person that you used to
The
be.
same time.
Yeah, you're not going to be. People want to know, Kevin, when am I used to be this person, and I used to be able to walk up and hug and kiss on a stranger. And now I have no desire to do that. I miss that old person. Really? You miss the person who would go and hug and kiss up on a stranger? Maybe that's why you got your ass kicked in a toxic relationship.
Exactly. Yep.
So
Yep.
allow.
And I do have a
Yeah.
follow-up question to this.
Sure.
And before I ask that, I do have a confession that as I was going through your, videos on Gabby Petito and the blind laundry situation,
Yes.
I was essentially at a point where I was at Gabby's place, and I was like very much suicidal, and I'm making myself very vulnerable because that's the only way to, have my point across.
I respect that.
Is where
Yeah.
I was gonna do the deed, and I honestly thank all my friends, especially my parents who were there with me, and who essentially just stopped me from doing that. And after um, being vulnerable with them, trying to just tell them what's on my mind and why am I at this point, going no contact was the only way was for me to survive and to take the shelter of the Lord completely and
Yes.
just trust in Him as to why He is allowing such circumstances to happen in the first place.
Yes.
And as the situation was so toxic and I was being gaslighted so much, I completely forgot what healthy relations or healthy communications feels like.
Right.
So if someone is communicating with me, so my question is, say if you and I are trying to talk to each other and we are communicating in a way, how would I know the difference between healthy communication as opposed to a toxic narcissistic projection and not take it personally and, try to identify that this person is projecting on me as opposed to trying to tell me that, hey, this is where I'm screwing up and I need to improve on that, because that's the thing that's so fucked up that, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but that's the thing that's been so screwed up that I'm trying to unlearn all these things. And thanks to various resources like Dr. Ramani and so many other psychologists who have amazing YouTube channel and resources for survivors to heal and move and to understand all these terms.
Right.
This is where I don't really see a lot of resources trying to understand how it works. So
No, it's and you're right, Dr. Ramani and others out there, Richard Grannon, all fantastic people, all trying to do the same thing and help people heal. And your question is, it's a valid question. How do you tell the difference? Moving forward, how do you know when somebody is narcissistically being abusive, and how do you know when somebody is healthy in your life, especially? And I take it you're limiting down to when somebody has a critique of you, right? I believe that you just know. I have had, obviously here I'm doing the channel. I have people in my life. Tanya, for example, is one of them. She's a moderator here, and she'll call me and she'll tell me what's up, and she'll tell me if something she feels should or shouldn't be doing. And you just know when somebody's talking in a way that is trying to help you, as opposed to something that's destructive. Somebody's not trying to help you. Somebody is just trying to one-up you, or somebody is trying to demean you or devalue you. I think that it's easy to think that you don't know, you won't know the difference, but you will. You'll know the difference. You'll spot it out immediately. The question isn't what will you know the difference? The question is how will you respond to it, right? Obviously, if somebody is helping you in life, trying to give you some correction, then you'll receive it. You'll say, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll think about that." If somebody who is demeaning you and devaluing you, we oftentimes don't know how to respond. I mean, what do you say in that situation? I mean, do you?
Yep.
So, and this is where we get stuck.
Like at this point, I'm like, did you just gaslight me into this? I'm out. I just have zero patience.
Exactly. And that's exactly how you handle it. So I think in the past, we were stuck. We didn't know what to do. Someone walks by and makes some sarcastic comment. to you, what do you do with that? Or somebody you love or a family member takes a dig, takes a jab at you. They're like, what do I do with that? How do I even respond? That was me. In the past, I didn't know how to respond. Now it's just, okay, all right, you want to play games? Look, I don't have to be here. I can leave. If that's what you want. You know what I mean? You want to play games, take jabs, whatever. Yep. I can leave. And by doing that, we don't play. The goal is to not play. Narcissistic, abusive people who, by the way, are all over this world, right? You're going to come across these people, and you'll know. They'll just want to play games with you. It's up to you whether or not you want to play or you just want to leave. Don't give them the time of day. Personally, I found out that just turning my back on these people, not playing around, it works wonders. It really does. It gives these people no power, no leverage. A lot of them want you to respond. A lot of them have this idea of, I want the person to let me know how mean I am. It makes me feel good. I don't know, maybe it reminds them of growing up, being in a family where their parents told them how mean and horrible they were. So they want that. They want you to say that to them. So again, it's about how you respond. If someone's healthy and authentic, you respond in kind. If somebody is narcissistic and playing games and taking jabs at you, you walk away. Mm-hmm. You let them know without saying a word that they're not worth it. Not worth your time.
Right. Yeah, right.
Life is too short. Time is too valuable to play games with people who just want to demean you. Right?
Yep.
Hope that makes sense to you.
It does. And with that, I'll won't take too much of your time, but also, again, would extend my heartfelt gratitude for everything that you're doing and the work that you're putting in, which
Thank
is
you.
Helping a lot of survivors out here to validate the experience of what they went through and helping them a lot. So,
where are you from, by the way?
Thank you, sir.
Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
All righty.
God bless you.
Bye. That was a good phone call. And I missed another one. Let's see if we can get somebody else here on the line. We still got some time here. Thank you all for staying up so late with me tonight. I know we're up past our bedtimes. And
hi, you've reached Heather McEachran's voicemail.
Oh!
Please.
Sorry, Heather. Let's see, who else? Hello?
Call from
Emily.
Hello, you're live on the Royal We.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi.
Emily.
Hi,
hey.
Emily. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
All right. So recently, Mark and I have gone into a scruple with one of our son's teachers at his school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
what kind of a scruple? Scruple?
Well, I got this vibe from her that she's just one of those kinds of narcissistic people that want to feel they know better than the parent.
Oh, man. Can I just pause for a minute here real quick? And I just want to put this out there. The teaching profession is the perfect place for narcissistically abusive people. I mean,
I kind of figured as much.
Listen, I had teachers, which, by the way, I'm not saying this because it's a man versus woman thing or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But the teachers, when I was younger, were predominantly women and had major godlike complexes in the classroom.
Oh,
who really struggled with me because I was a child with ADHD And which
Mm-hmm.
means that it doesn't mean that I'm not capable or I'm not smart. It just means I get bored easily, primarily with
Mm-hmm.
a monotone, authoritative, controlling woman telling me to sit still and not move, right? I'm going to be freaking out. And anyways, she was horrible. She was horrible, horrible, horrible
Yeah.
towards me. And this is what separates good and healthy people from narcissistically abusive people, because a healthy teacher, woman or man, would be able
Mm-hmm.
to meet that child where they're at and help them and give them the tools they need to sit. Narcissistically abusive people will punish. And I was punished by this woman, sent to the back. Anyways, I'm not here to. You didn't call me to ask me about my story, but I just had to let you know that I resonate with you. So I'm anxious to hear. We're all anxious to hear what happened with this teacher at your child's school. I'm going to zip it, and I'm going to let you
Okay.
talk now.
All right. So our son is high functioning autistic, and he's in a life skills class for the lower levels. He's in second grade. And with autistic children, it's hard enough as a parent. And with this teacher, me and Mark, we do procrastinate with the growth of our child. We're like, we don't really see it as an issue unless someone brings it up to us, which she did. And then we rectified the situation, getting him bigger clothing and making sure that they do fit a little bit better to the teacher's, specifications. And then the teacher still kept sending our son home in different clothing from the school, even though we had provided clothing in his backpack that she's not utilizing. And so Mark did go to the assistant principal and brought it up to her. And then the next day, I was advocating for him to that teacher, that we specified to her that we don't want him coming home in different clothing if he didn't dirty it up or if he didn't get it messy somehow. And so that happened. And then guess what? To this narcissistic teacher, she took it the bad or wrong way. She labeled Mark as the enemy, and I'm the fallout kind of person to that because I was advocating for him. So even though this has been rectified weeks ago, only on this past Friday, we get a knock on the door from CYFD,
What is
Child
that?
Protective Services,
Oh, wow.
you know,
What?
essentially. Exactly. So the guy was reading off to us the claims, some of them falsified because she was stating, even though she put it in as anonymous, but we knew who it was because of that issue with her.
Right. What was the...
And
Oh, never mind. It's so ridiculous. I'm already
I
mad with you.
know. I know. Me and Mark were just so worked up about it. But anyway.
I would write
So one of the claims
I'd
was,
write a nice letter to the school saying that this teacher wrongfully caused stress sending child protective units to your house, and you want that teacher
yeah.
dealt with. I mean, let's go to these schools. Seriously, let's go to these schools and let's shake them down. Just shake them down. Write letter after letter after letter. Call up the news.
Oh,
Do
yeah?
it. Why not? These people really listen over questioning a change of clothes. That's really how she responded.
Yeah, and then there was an issue about body odor, but one of his teachers from a parent meeting said that he plays really hard and that they try not to send him back to class all sweaty. So it's not really on our part, that it's our fault because we're not going to be there while he's at school.
I don't
So
know.
it's all ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, with this particular teacher, yeah.
Hopefully you can get it.
So,
get your child out of there, out of that class at least.
Well, yeah, but we have a feeling that she was trying to prove a point at us, kind of like don't mess with me kind of attitude.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. And I think that I mean, really, um, yeah, she's ultimately, look, you're the parent. It's your child.
Mhm.
You have the right to remove your child from the class, right? Have your child move to another class. Um, let it be known that you're not going to tolerate that
Mhm.
type of nonsense. That's stressful and that's ridiculous. And
Yeah, it is.
these people sometimes need to be put back in their place.
Yeah.
They don't
So,
question. They don't listen. A teacher's authority
mhm.
ends at the parents. I mean, the buck stops there.
Mhm.
You're the authority over the child,
Okay.
and the child's like, not the teacher. And for a teacher to say, like what you said,
Exactly.
don't mess with me. I'm the one in power. Um, no, she's just a
Mm.
teacher. There's no power in that. Her teacher's
Yeah.
in the classroom,
Ah.
but now that she's made phone calls and have done things
Mhm.
to strategically attempt to demean you and devalue you publicly.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
let the school know about that. I seriously would. I would write a letter saying this is what happened. We're embarrassed. We're embarrassed of your school. We're embarrassed
Mhm.
of the teacher, and we want something done
Mhm.
about this. Have a meeting at the very least. Call a meeting
Okay.
and with the principal and with the teacher, make sure the teacher's there and say this is going to be resolved with an apology, with something. You're not going to embarrass
Mhm.
us. No. And
The thing is,
or the child goes into a different
um,
classroom, you know.
right, right. But the thing is that the report was made anonymously, though, so no one at the school is really going to point many fingers. Just like being accusatory, you're the one that said this. But intrinsically, we both, me and Mark, just know that it's that teacher. She's the one that brought up the issue a lot of
Sure.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
Well, I'll tell you what,
yeah.
if I was if I was 17 again,
Mhm.
you could have probably hired me to get a little lunch sack full of
Mhm.
dog doo doo and
The
throw it throw it at her door with a note that says anonymous on it. And
over at the school door because we don't know where she lives.
I don't know. I was gonna say it at the school door. At the school door. Sure, at the school door. Just put some dookie on the door and say anonymous. That way the fingers can't be pointed anywhere. No, no, no. I'll be. uh, it- Listen, when I was 17, I did some really stupid stuff. Not that, but we used to. Man, I think we TP'd some houses or something, and we used to make these things called
Mhm.
little called them flour bombs, like cooking flour napkins, and throw it, and they'd go poof and make little flour poof, and we thought it was cool.
Oh,
Anyways,
yes. I can just picture that.
yeah, we were making a mess everywhere. Nowadays, no, we can't get away with any of that stuff, and I wouldn't dare try.
Right.
No, but in all honesty, I would. Especially
Mhm.
if there were claims. I mean that it is a difficult one, but personally,
Mhm.
I think that CPS. I think that if they're going to make rounds to a house, I think they owe it.
Mhm.
They owe it to let people know exactly where the claim came from. I think it's so unfair that they're able to say, well,
Mhm.
we can't tell you, it's anonymous. I think that what we should have
Mhm.
the right to do is say that's a very coward thing. It's because
Mhm.
if it remains anonymous, that person has already admitted to you that they're lying and that they're a coward. So you're going to come bother us.
Right.
You're going to bother us because of what a coward and a liar says. So perhaps you can
Right.
squeeze some more information out of CPS. Maybe you can go to them. You can find out what's really going
Um,
on. I don't know.
the guy did say that he was going to go to the school, today and that he would get back in touch with me, but he hasn't done that yet,
Oh, so he told you it was at
you know.
school.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was going to go talk to the school because I mean, like,
okay.
if there's claims from a school,
So the claim's
it
from the
seems
school.
logical
Yeah.
that,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, um, maybe should we just talk to the principal then and ask
I would.
her, this is the kind of teacher that we're dealing with. What do we do with this kind of teacher?
Yeah, but you have to be strong. You have to be strong, and that you want resolve. That you're not there to play games.
Mhm.
You're not there to play games with the teacher who wants to make false accusations and claims. And either
Mhm.
she's going to be held accountable for that
Mhm.
embarrassing and demeaning thing, or
Mm.
or you want your child in another classroom. And then research, and
Exactly.
then what else? What
Yeah.
else I would do on top of that is just research what your rights as a parent are, as far as
Mhm.
pushing it to how far you need to go. Ultimately, though, like I said, the
Okay.
responsibility is on you as the parents to do what's right for your child.
Right. I was even talking with Mark, why not try and bump him up to that higher level life skills class, essentially third grade, but like the same teacher works with him on reading and such like that anyway.
Yeah.
And I was I'm just we're finding out our options.
Right.
We just wanted to see what your opinion would be pertaining to narcissism, as to how we can deal with that sort of teacher on a long-term basis, should we really have to or need to.
No, and it's hard, and I see a lot of comments here
Yeah.
in the chat and saying take your kid out,
Yeah.
right? Queen's Woke said, "Yep, take your kid out." Shelley Taylor said, "Take your kid out." Um, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of truth to that. Here's what we got to be
Okay.
careful of. We got to be careful that we when it comes to narcissists, this is how they operate. They operate by knowing that you can't or you won't do anything about it. In other words, if you're willfully taking the child and dropping them off and leaving them to them, it's granting them permission. You have to really be at this place where you're
Uh-huh.
willing to say, "Oh no, I'll take my child out of that school," and write a nasty letter and mean it and do something else. Go to a healthier place. So you have to weigh out what's going to be the best thing
Mm.
ultimately for your child and for you. Another thing too to consider is you don't want that
Mhm.
anger and that rage that teacher has
Mhm.
projected now by calling CPS. She's showing how manipulative
Mhm.
she could be. You don't want that turned towards your child because it easily could.
Right.
Narcissistic people,
Yes.
once they identify a target, it can become increasingly more punishing. And if she doesn't feel she can punish you directly, she can absolutely turn it on your child. And
That is true.
abuse is always progressive. So whether or not it's in an intimate relationship and it starts with name calling and pushing and hitting, that same abuse, even
Mhm.
from teachers, is progressive. So what started out as calling CPS on you,
Okay.
um, kind of as a way of saying "don't mess with me," can now start to be putting
Mhm.
your child in the back of the class, saying, "Oh, your family has a
Mhm.
problem with me," to now suddenly starting giving your child Fs simply for looking the wrong
Mhm.
way. Just playing games, being a narcissistic bully, which
Okay.
women are fully capable of being, especially in the teaching profession.
I get
I've
that.
seen it.
Yeah. Mhm.
I've seen it, my own eyes.
Yeah. Me
Um,
too.
been a
I've
part of
experienced it
that.
myself in my third grade class. Yeah. I had a narcissistic teacher who targeted me because I was autistic at the time. And back in the 80s, they didn't really understand that type of thing. So I was in a
Right.
normal classroom and not any life skills or anything.
Yeah.
So she targeted me and she couldn't really put up with me in a big way. So I always got
Yeah.
sent to time out, or I missed out on a movie in another class, and I had to write down A's from the dictionary in the hallway. And it was really a targeting and stressful time for me during that time too.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So after that guy came to the house, we just felt really dazed. Well, me especially, I was the only one home at the time.
Right.
And I was really dazed. I was flibberty gibbeted.
Yeah. Whatever. Wait, say that again.
Flibberty gibbeted.
Never heard of that one, but I'll take it. Well, listen, we're gonna wrap
Yeah,
this call up. I want to thank you for being a part. Keep us
yeah,
posted. Keep us posted what happens. All right.
definitely.
And thanks for
Yeah,
being
thank
here.
you.
All righty. Have a
All
great
right.
night.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
You too.
So I know that the my little blinky thing is going off, the battery, and so we're gonna have to wrap this show up. I see marks in. I'm just so angry at that teacher. Oh, boy. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank all of you for being a part of the Royal We live chat tonight. We will be back here next Monday night. Hopefully some people have some stories to share. We'll have some phone calls to be had next Monday night. Watch out for more videos coming out on the Royal We this week. I'm going to be talking about, for 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to be talking and sharing about my confession about not fully being healed. So I'm hoping for good things for that video, that it will be encouraging in a way for a lot of people and honest and true. And with that, so good to see all of you tonight. Hi, Lorna. I saw you sneak in here. I saw you sneak in here late, Lorna. So glad that you're here all the way from Sweden. Have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you next Monday night right here on the Rowie Live Chat. By the way, and thank you, This Queen's Woke. Thank you for being here. Glad you showed up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So happy you're all here tonight. Shelly Taylor, glad you're here. Yeah. So with that, we'll be back. Also, Saturday morning is Royal We Fellowship. So be sure, if those of you who are interested in fellowship, which is an in-depth Bible study pertaining to understanding this world of narcissism, that's Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock a.m. Central Time. So hopefully you'll show up for that, and I'll be back with more. So thank you all for being here. God bless you all. Have a great week. Bye.